Kindy Rockstars. Prepare for a treat, let's meet and greet some bands and singers that are super sweet, making music that's fun for boys and girls. Help them learn about this great big world. Fun for the family, yes it's true, your kids will love it and you will too. Clap and dance and sing aloud, become a part of the Kindy crowd. These songs will make you move your feet and give your ears a great big treat. So settle in, grab your guitars, and let's get to know our Kindy Rockstars. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kindy Rockstars. This is the show that gives you the stories behind the songs from some of the best bands and singers that are making fun, informative, educational, catchy, and occasionally silly songs for children and families. I'm your host, Patrick Adams, and each episode of Kindy Rockstars will feature an artist and a featured song. So let's get to this week's show. We are here today with Amy Hersh. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got into Kindy music.
Oh, very strange and long journey, but the shorter version is I always wanted to be a writer. I started off as a journalist. I have a master's in journalism. Simultaneously, I've been playing the guitar since I was a little kid. And I was doing my journalism thing and doing lots of really fun stuff. I got to interview, I was doing mostly show business people and theater people. And I got to interview people like Ben Kingsley and Richard Branson, who is a trip, and lots of Broadway stuff. And then it kind of lost meaning for me after a couple of years. So I got into writing for nonprofits. So I got into fundraising and grant writing and public relations for nonprofits. And I've had some fabulous jobs. I decided to retire young because I was tired of getting up at 5:30. And I worked at a faith-based organization that was working on social justice. And then I landed at the Wildlife Conservation Society, which is an international organization. And my office was in the Bronx Zoo. So I was constantly surrounded by animals and environmental messages and fun. And I came to a really rough period in my life where I said, I need a project that's going to be very positive. So I said, what have I always wanted to do? Well, I wanted to make a record. Do I have any songs? No, but that shouldn't stop me. So I decided to write a couple of songs. And I said, okay, this is going to be the project that's going to keep me positive. I'm going to go into a recording studio. Everybody's dream is to go into Abbey Road, But I knew I wasn't going into Abbey Road, but I just needed something to really lift my spirits. So I started writing these songs. I had no idea they were children's songs until my friends told me. I just thought they were funny songs. I said, well, I guess that makes sense. I wasn't consciously thinking this is for a children's audience at all. So I wrote a whole bunch of songs. I went into a recording studio, and heaven forfend, it was analog. That's how far back we're going, like 12 years. So I'm just now starting to re-record them in a real professional digital studio. And that's how I got into it. And then I started, when I retired, I said, I just got to get out there and play the guitar. So I called up a local library and said, I want to do programming for kids. And I want to do a program that's called Rock and Roll for Little Ones, because I was looking around, I didn't see any rock and roll programs for young children. This is birth to age 5. Because I think they need to learn the Beatles and Chuck Berry and the Ronettes. Who else do I play? And I also do folk songs, traditional American folk songs. But I even throw in the Talking Heads every now and then, like the only appropriate song I can find, which is I start by saying, is anybody here learning to walk and talk? And that's everybody. And then I say, baby, you can walk, you can talk just like me with a little practice. So that works. Sometimes I play Sheena is a Punk Rocker by the Ramones, but mostly I just do classic rock. So I was singing, started getting all these gigs at local libraries. I've been doing 3 a week, even with COVID outside, I've been doing them. That got me over my stage fright, because I have really bad stage fright. They don't call it stage fright now. It's performance anxiety. It's very highfalutin, but it's stage fright. And so I really got to appreciate the kids and what they wanted and what they were thinking about more and how they wanted songs presented. So that's what I've been doing.
Well, bless you for introducing them to great music from the 60s and 70s, because my kids learned about some of these bands from video games like Garage Band and stuff like that. It's like, well, at least they're hearing them from somewhere. And my kid came up to me one day and said, "Hey, Dad, have you ever heard of this band called Van Halen?" I'm like, "Oh my God, of course! I'm glad you're hearing them."
Right. Well, I say to the kids sometimes, I don't know what they require when you register for pre-K or kindergarten, but you have to know who Chuck Berry is.
Yeah. If you like music, you've got to go back to the people that really created it and made it popular and so forth. So. Oh,
right. And it's so joyful, and to sing songs like I sing "Be My Little Baby," it's really singing it for the parents.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Grandparents. Yeah. And I say, here's a hugging song. And they love it. The kids love it. Some of the parents are never heard these songs before. Like some of them had never heard Yellow Submarine. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
So
yeah. So when you worked at the zoo and then, had your initial inspiration, so were most of your songs that you wrote obviously animal focused or?
Animal and environmentally focused, yes. And they're on that first album I made, that analog. You have to crank your speakers first. But yeah, because I was literally, my office building was next to the sea lion pool. And at lunchtime, I would go to visit the tigers or visit the giraffes or go see the gorillas or the flamingos. The Bronx Zoo is an incredible facility run by amazing, dedicated people. So inspirational, just the most inspirational bunch of people that you'd ever want to meet, and their level of dedication is extraordinary. So I was surrounded by this, inside and outside during lunch for 8 years. So that and the environment and just silly songs, just silly, goofy stuff. My purpose was to make myself laugh, first of all. And then if I could make my family and my friends laugh, that was nice. And then they said, "Oh, these are children's songs." I said, "Okay." So I call them children's songs. They're more sort of novelty, but yeah. So one of my songs, so for example, some of my songs, another song I wrote in addition to the one you're going to play is King Kong's Happy Ending, because that came to me when we got a call one day at our office saying a gorilla just had a baby. You have to come see it. So it was only 2 days old at that point. And of course, we couldn't be in the same space with the gorillas. You're separated from them by glass. But went over there, and this little mommy gorilla was holding up this ugly little baby. It was so ugly. It was beautiful. And about the same time another King Kong movie was coming out, I was just thought, I hate sad endings. I just don't watch anything anymore with a sad ending. I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it. So I wrote King Kong's Happy Ending. So it's a whole alternative universe for him where everything turns out fine. I don't know. Let's see, what else did I write? King Kong's Happy. I wrote a song about bug bites. I wrote a song about hating to get bug bites because I got lots of them. I wrote a song called Someone Else's Bubble Gum is Sticking to My Shoes, which is an environmental song about not littering. but I'm not hitting you over the head with the lesson. It's more a funny story about not being able to walk because you've got bubble gum on your shoes. Based on a true story. I was riding on the train into New York City, and there was bubble gum on that got stuck somehow to my pants. From my backpack was on the floor of the train, and I put it on my pants, and there's bubble gum all over me. So that was inspired by a real event.
All right. Are you ready to get into a song?
Sure.
Our song today, a very, very relevant one. This is called No Matter Where You Go, Lullaby for Coronavirus. So Amy, tell me a little bit about this song and what inspired you to write it.
Oh, thank you, Patrick. Sure. Well, I do a lot of gigs at libraries for kids ages birth to 5. I've been able to do it outside during the coronavirus. And when we started wearing masks and social distancing, I saw that kids were very frightened about it. And I heard from parents and grandparents that they found it very confusing and they just didn't understand why can't I hug grandma and grandpa? Why can't I hug my friends? Why are they wearing masks? So I wrote this to reassure them that it wasn't, I was hearing that they were feeling guilty and that they were feeling hurt. And I wanted to reassure them, this is not because you did anything bad or wrong or you're a bad child. This is because we're doing it for health and nobody likes it. We'd rather be hugging. So it was just to let them know we love you no matter what. So I never use the word coronavirus or illness or mask in there. I just generally say, no matter where you go, my love's with you. If you're 1 foot away or 6 feet away, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, very good. Beautiful message.
Thank you.
All right. Let's play this song, No Matter Where You Go, Lullaby for Coronavirus by Amy Hersh.
Love can dance, love can fly, love can sing a lullaby. Love can run across the grass in the morning dew. No matter where you'll be, down the hall or across the sea, no matter where you go, my love's with you. If you're 1 foot away, if you're 2 feet away, if you're 3 feet away, it's still true. If you're 4 feet away, if you're 5 feet away, if you're 6 feet away, I love you. Love is like your soul. Love can float, love can grow. Love is never bound by space and time. Love is soft, love is brave. Through our love we will be saved. And so I sing to you this lullaby. If you're 1 foot away, if you're 2 feet away, if you're 3 feet away, it's still true. If you're 4 feet away, if you're 5 feet away, if you're 6 feet away, I love you.
That was No Matter Where You Go, Lullaby for Coronavirus by Amy Hersh. Wonderful song. Amy, let everybody know where they can stream or download that song and where they can find you on social media.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Well, on Facebook, and you can just look under one word, Amy Hersh Kids Tunes. I'll spell that AMYHERSHKIDSTUNES. Or you can look at my website of the same name, and it will send you to videos of me on YouTube and my album and my newest recordings.
Very good. Well, Amy, thank you so much for doing the show.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me and for doing this for the Kindy music community. It's so nice to have people know about this, and that there's some place where kids can get entertainment that isn't about violence and loudness. And this is just lovely.
It is absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks.